everyone, it's me, Speed Force Master. I'm doing the video that I promised in my last one, and that is my ranking on all 6 seasons of The Flash from worst to best. Now, sorry if it takes too long for videos to be released. I'm pretty busy with stuff lately, so I'm gonna make sure that I'll do more while I can in my free time. But for now, I'm just gonna do what I can. So, keep in mind, this is only my opinion, and your list is going to be a lot different from mine, I'm very sure. I mean, we've got seasons on this list I think are overrated, underrated, all the way through. So, I mean, you don't have to believe what I say. This is my opinion. I just hope you understand mine, okay? And why I don't like a season as much as you do, or why I like one more than you. So, let's get to this. Coming in at last place, we have... This might shock some people, but I'm gonna have to go say it. Season 1. I'm kidding. Seriously? Okay, calm down. It was just a joke. Now, bottom of this list. The disappointment. You already know. Season 6. If you've seen my review for it, my last video, you'll know that I am not a huge fan of this season. I mean, do I like it? Sure. I can still enjoy it. I mean, stuff I did like. Bloodwork is a fantastic villain, which I'll actually talk more in my next video when I do one for ranking the main villains. Mirror Mistress was pretty decent. Well, I'll get more into that in my negatives, but I thought Crisis was handled really well as too. But why is it on the bottom of the list if all that makes it sound so good? It's because, well, I just hated how it mentioned Red Death the season before, and the same way they did with Devon. We got him, and then right when it was revealed that it was Mirror Mistress, I was disappointed, but not too much. I mean, I'll admit, the whole Mirror Mistress stuff sounded pretty interesting to me. I thought it was that Eva was gonna add a lot of suspense and strangeness to the show, although now she still could with the upcoming episodes for season 7. But you take a villain from the comics who I think is one of the best villains ever that could have been really good on TV, and you replace him with a gender-bent version of a villain that we've had from season 3. That feels like a slap in the face for me. But that's not why I was disappointed that it was not Red Death. It was because of my expectations for it and how I think it could have been, whether it had him or not. It took so long for Eva to escape the Mirrorverse when she had many chances, and Mirror Iris was painstakingly annoying, and it felt more focused on her, and it feels like that after Crisis they just sacrificed the rest of the season and took it as a joke for a season on the show that we'll never get. And you sacrifice this main storyline to make good filler episodes. I mean, yes, I liked the Grodd episode. I liked the Reverse Flash episodes. I mean, even the Bloodwork cameo was good too. And you're probably wondering, I'm bashing on season 6 for the second half for not having Red Death. Why am I not feeling that for the first half? Well, that's because the only difference is with the first half, if you get past that, it's entertaining. But with this one, it's not. As in with the second half. And the part about it that annoys me the most is how these villains, the reason why it was 2 was because it wanted to prevent the audience from getting bored, and it was supposed to be fun and not too dragged out. But the sad thing is Eva's storyline feels a lot more dragged out than any of the other previous villains before Bloodwork, and it's very annoying. And I did not like how Barry lost his speed because of Oliver's energy, and it just did not work for me. So, a lot of you are, of course, wanting to light your pitchforks and torches at me because you would normally put this in your top 3, but I just did not enjoy it as much as you probably did. Okay, and that was a little long, but coming in at my top 5, we have Season 4. Now, from here on up, these are all seasons that go from a letdown to great. Season 6 is the only one that I consider to be disappointing. I know that a lot of you probably would want something lower on this list, like Season 3, and think that that season is the abomination of the show, that that ruined the Arrowverse or treat it like it's one of the worst things ever made. I'm not one of them. Yep, spoiler alert for later in this video, but you're gonna see it a lot higher on my list than most of you. Well, we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about Season 4. The stuff about it that made me like it more than Season 6. Well, I mean, it at least was able to get back to basics as soon as, right when it got bad, it fixed itself. DeVoe storyline went back on track. Barry got out of prison, and I liked how it introduced Ralph. I'll miss you, Hartley Sawyer. And if you've seen my last video, you'll know why I said that anyway. And Barry's suit is cool too. Why is it so low though? Well, for starters, when Barry got arrested, it sounded like a cool idea, but based on how it had felt stretched out for a few episodes and did not work for me, and didn't sound as good as like Arrow season 7. By the way, I don't watch Arrow. I only based on what I've heard from it and what I know about it, sounds like it handled it better than The Flash season 4 did. And it just didn't really seem as good as it should have been. While I did not like how DeVoe started body swapping. It got repetitive, and when he was in women's bodies, that was just weird and kind of cringy. But I wasn't like nearly as upset with it as I was with season 6. Well, coming in at the top 4, this might surprise some of you. Season 5. Now, from here on up, these are all seasons that I consider to be great. Everything below that goes from a letdown to disappointing. Yep, you heard me correctly. I think season 5 is great. You're probably going to be mad at me. I don't care. This is my opinion. You clicked on this for a reason. Well, this was definitely a redeeming season after season 4. The 100th episode's got to be my favorite episode of The Flash ever. Definitely has a lot of good callbacks to the first 3, gives credit to all the great things of season 4, and unfortunately made me really excited for the season 6 that we've never gotten, and also a season that we will never get as well, all because everyone wants Red Death to be Batman. And unlike most people, I thought Cicada was a pretty good villain, mainly because he seemed pretty cool with how it seemed like he was this scary serial killer at first, and the whole thing about killing Meadows was a great concept, and I was actually more focused on the Reverse Flash stuff, which is why I wasn't like as mad about it as most people were with Cicada. But now on to my negatives. Well, for starters, I can understand one of the reasons why people didn't like the season. Cicada was one of the reasons. Yes, even as someone who likes Cicada, I can understand very well why you don't like him, and I'll explain more of that in my main villains ranking. I mean, they should have either made him a mid-season villain or just or made him more powerful in every fight like they did with DeVoe. The whole thing of replacing him in the middle of the season with another copycat Cicada just made him feel very wasted. And made it seem kind of pointless. But I love the Reverse Flash twist, and has a lot of my favorite elements of the show, and I really hope season 7's a lot like this. I mean, the season has some problems, but they're pretty forgivable to me. Still great either way. Coming in at the top 3, a lot of you are gonna scream at me. Season 1. Yep, you heard me correctly. Well, I mean, the Reverse Flash storyline is good. Barry's origin story is great. Love the crime aspects. I definitely miss all that, and that's why season 1's very watchable and why everyone considers it to be the best. I don't really know what else to say other than this. The reason why I have it lower than a little bit than most people is this is still one of those seasons that I can appreciate more than I enjoy. But for many reasons, I still like it more than season 5. Coming in at the top 2, which do I like more, season 2 or 3? Well, for second place, I'm giving it to season 3. I never understood all the hate for this one. I mean, one of the reasons is because Savitar, awesome villain, in my opinion. The whole thing of making him an evil Barry was a creative idea. Pretty much making 2 villains from the comics who weren't that interesting, and putting them together, making an amazing villain. And it was a lot of stuff that I liked with Zoom, but took it to the next level, and I really like that. And I don't really know what else to say for the positives, but I enjoy more of it than we got in season 1. But this season's still not perfect, though. I mean, took a long time for Savitar's reveal, and like Abracadabra teases identity. He didn't tell. Barry went to the future. His future self won't tell. He's even revealed to Killer Frost, and they only showed his leg, and I thought that was pretty lazy writing, and that musical crossover episode was cringe-worthy, but I still enjoyed this season a lot, and even if this one has a few problems, like I said, season 1 I appreciate more. I have season 3 higher only because I just enjoy it more. Now on to number 1, The Masterpiece, season 2. This was so good. Literally introduced the multiverse. Zoom, one of the best villains ever. And I mean, definitely one of the reasons, good examples why 2 seems to be a lucky number. I mean, we've got Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Aliens, and a lot of people would even consider Spider-Man 2 as such. Well, I'm not going to bring up those movies right now. Anyway. And the whole Time Remnant stuff was definitely also a good way to lead to Savitar, and I really wish that some of the later seasons was a lot like this. I even thought season 6 was going to be like this, but I was dead wrong. And I doubt any season's going to be that good. Even season 7, despite all the exciting things I'm looking forward to, but there's a chance for me to be wrong, but season 2, so good. Awesome. Well, that's just my opinion. If I upset you in any way, please let me know. And tell me your ranking. And tell me what video I should make next. I'll try to make more as soon as I can if I'm not too busy. See you in the next one. Peace out.